Ever wonder why you have not been as successful in your sport as perhaps you could be? Now, very often this comes from events in our lives, particularly from our childhood, where we might have been told, even by a PE teacher, that we're just useless. Leave my class, you're completely useless. Or that we can't apply ourselves sufficiently. If you were told something in your youth, chances are you believed it, and that became the reality. So very often people absolutely hate sport, hate activity, and often this comes back from their school days, from their effectively PE trauma. So if you had a really tough time in PE, if you hated PE, don't let that put you off, first and foremost. Don't let that put you off sports performance. Now you are in charge of what you do activity-wise and sports-wise. So that's number one. But somewhere within your belief system is a belief that you're just not good enough. Most likely, that could well be one reason why. And many of us go through life with an underlying belief, I'm not good enough. We don't go around shouting that, but deep within our belief system, because of one reason or another, we're not good enough. Sometimes the parent will say, or a parent will say, oh, so-and-so's the sporty one, this is the intellectual one. So then in your mind you're like, oh, well, I'm never going to be as good, so I might as well not bother. So those sorts of situations. So have a little think, did anything go on in your youth along those lines? And then sometimes later in life, when you've actually had some sports successes, your performance starts to suffer. Something starts to hold you back. And there can be different reasons again for this. One might be that actually something else in your life is more important. You just don't have that desire anymore. It might be a relationship. It might be your career. And we all have to take choices in life as to what is the most important thing for us and apply most of our effort and time to that one thing. It's very hard to juggle everything around family, work, sporting life and other things that appear in our lives. It's really, really tricky. And sometimes another thing is what that success brings you can be quite a difference to your life. So you might actually fear the outcome of success. It might be getting attention. You might have been successful, got more attention, but didn't know how to deal with it and found it quite stressful. So that might put you off. And even though on a conscious level you're not necessarily thinking that, your subconscious is deliberately just holding you back so you don't get to that level again and have to deal with all that horrendous attention. That's how your subconscious will see it. But actually, by dealing with the problem of fear of attention, then the problem's not there anymore and you can excel once again. And sometimes just maybe getting to the point of winning something or being the best at something can in turn become a real challenge, because where do you go from that level of success? So sometimes, you have to jump up to another level, which is tough, really tough, and you know you've got to apply yourself even more. So there might be a lack of desire to do that. Or sometimes getting that success, the only way is down from there. And so then you have a fear of failure, and that might cause you to go, do you know what? I'm out of here. I'm not doing anymore. Or you might still desire that success, but there's just something holding you back, going, actually, you don't like the pressure of being a winner, so we're just going to hold you back. All this is happening in the deeper part of your mind. We call this the subconscious or unconscious. So in terms of your general thinking, you just want to win. You just want to be the best you can, whatever that level is. You want to be the best you can. But on another level, your mind is trying to just effectively keep you safe. So if you can resolve all of those underlying problems, all of those underlying reasons why you might not be doing as well as you probably should be or have done in the past, then taking those barriers out of the way, you can flourish once again and you can set your sights wherever you want to set them. You can really go for it. So it's just a case of resolving and working through those underlying issues. And so a good question to ask is, if I win this, or if I'm successful in this, what's the best thing? What's the best thing about this for me? So just ponder on that. Might be winning itself is the best thing, but it might lead you on to other things. So for instance, you might end up having to go away or something like that. If I win this, if I'm successful at this, what's the worst thing about it? Because that's probably one, if not the obstacle that is stopping you from being successful. What's the worst thing about that success? It might be that I do have to go away. It might be that I've got to move up to the next level, and I know that's going to take more commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I can do that. It might be I get attention and I don't know how to deal with that attention. It could be something else. Trust whatever comes up to the surface. It might not come up straight away. You might just every now and then just need to pull out that question. It will come. Give it time. But that could well be your obstacle to success.